What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Jang's Food Workshop. I'm Chin, and this is my mum, Chu.
Hello.
Hello, and if you're new to the channel, we teach you how to do Chinese takeaway food at home, as well as some traditional Chinese dishes and Malaysian dishes. We know what we're talking about. We've got over 3 generations of Chinese takeaway chefs and owners in our family, as well as at least maybe 4, maybe 5 generations worth of street food chefs as well. So we do really know what we're talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
We're on the verge, possibly, of going into a lockdown because people seem incapable of staying at home. So, well done. Okay, so today we're doing something completely different from what we normally do. From the moment of filming this, we're not in lockdown yet, but we could be. So we thought we'd make a mini series of videos called Lockdown Takeaway Recipes. These are just a bit of fun. I know a lot of you out there are gonna watch these and comment and go, this isn't Chinese takeaway food. Yeah, we know. It's just things that you might have in your cupboard that you might need to use.
Called lockdown recipe.
Yeah, and what recipe are we doing today?
Today we're doing Chow Mein.
Yeah, we're doing a lockdown Chow Mein. You might be thinking, why? Well, as you all know, everyone's gone out and bought pretty much every single piece of pasta there is in the universe. So everyone's gonna have some sort of pasta at home. Makes sense that we do some sort of chow mein, and you can use any pasta. You can use macaroni, you can use panini, spaghetti. Chow mein obviously means fried noodles, but any pasta you can use for this dish.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's pretty much one that Mum used to cook me as kids.
Yeah.
And my friends used to come around and absolutely love it, don't they?
Yeah.
Also, the other main ingredient is a tin of hot dogs, because we've always got that tin in the back of the cupboard. We have no idea how it got there. It's just been there for about a year. So this is a perfect way to use that up in a lockdown situation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So don't go hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go hungry. But these are actually quite good quality ones, I'm surprised.
Is that yogi?
Ye oldie oak.
Oh.
I just had a cold one then.
Yeah,
as I was
nice,
cutting up the other ones. A lot of them are grainy, but these aren't that bad.
Oh.
But we'll get on with the recipe. I've just been informed by my wonderful fiance that panini is not a type of pasta, and she would be correct. It's penne.
Yeah.
Penne.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Do you know what panini is?
Panini is the bread.
Yeah.
It's beginning with P anyway. P-E-I-N.
Yes.
They all got the same alphabet in it, just how you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, they all use letters, love, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I meant penne,
Yeah.
not panini. I mean, you could
Penne,
could try and stir fry with a panini, but it's not gonna be that great, is it?
Not stir fry.
Well, imagine you're making chow mein and you just got 2 bits of panini.
Yeah. Maybe you toast your panini first.
You can, yeah, we can go pretentious and call it an open panini sandwich.
Yes.
Right.
How about that? Open panini.
Okay, so we'll get back to the actual cooking. So we're starting off with some, I can't pronounce it, tripolline pasta. We just really like using this.
Yes.
You can use anything spaghetti, like I said, penne, fusilli.
Linguine.
Not fusilli, fusilli, that's not right. Anyway, the spiral pasta sort of stuff, we just got it from here because we've always had this in the cupboard. And I just grabbed, like I said, grab any sort of pasta base you want. You can even use lasagna strips if you really wanted to. It's whatever you got in your cupboard. That's the point in these recipes, isn't it?
Yes.
It's literally just whatever you got, just bloody use it.
Yeah, you can just pretend. You know
Just
the lasagna sheets.
Yeah.
You just boil it and then you pretend you will cut it up. Then you make your pasta.
Yeah, pretend you made it yourself from scratch.
Yeah.
So we've got the hot dogs. I've cut them into these rather fetching shapes, just sheerly because if you cut them like discs, they tend to roll about when you're picking them up with chopsticks or if you're using a spoon or a fork. They sear quite nicely like this. Gives them a nice big surface area as well to get some colour on. Gonna need a lot of oil. There's about 2 tablespoons in here. You need a lot because the pasta will absorb quite a bit.
Yeah, pasta is very thirsty.
Yeah, we're using vegetable oil here. as we normally do. You've got half a small onion, sliced into slices, obviously. We've got a quarter of a red pepper and a quarter of a green pepper. Now, you can use any veg you want in this. Anything will work. You want to use mushrooms, you want to use baby sweet corn, you want to use sweet corn from a can. You want to use frozen peas, by all means. It's exactly the same process. You put them in at the same time as you would put these in. We've got some shredded carrots, again, just because that's what we had in the fridge. This is what it's about. Forgot to mention there is 100 grams of dried pasta weight here, so I don't know what it is cooked. Probably about 300 grams cooked. But this is going to feed like 2 people anyway.
Yeah, easily.
What are these, Mum?
Spring onion.
Spring onions, yeah. Do you know what they call them in America?
Spring chicken.
Spring chicken? What's spring chicken? No, scallions.
Oh, is it?
Scallions, yeah. Not spring chicken.
No, I don't. It's not spring chicken.
That's because you're thinking spring onion, weren't you?
Why is it called scallion?
I don't know. Maybe because of scallywags.
Scallion, where does that come from? Might look into it then. Why they call it scallion?
Someone in the comments will probably tell us, but we'll look it up anyway. A lot of fresh garlic for this. Most people have fresh garlic, so we would use it, and then we use this a lot at home anyway, so we've got lots of garlic. When I say 2 bulbs, they're 2 large bulbs, so 4 small ones, I guess.
Yeah.
4 medium-sized ones. A 1/3 teaspoon of salt. This is going to have to use a lot of salt because the pasta will take up a lot of the salt. 1/2 teaspoon of MSG. Like we always say, this is optional. You don't have to use it. If you don't have it, don't use it. If you're against using it, by all means, read my book, realise how wrong you are. And then, if you do want to use it, fantastic. It adds a much deeper flavour. 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. 1 dessert spoon of dark soy. This particular brand we're using is Ligumgi.
Yeah, this is ligamgi.
Yeah, takeaways mainly use Pearl River, but that's just out of tradition. We feel that Ligumgi is better. Look for the dark superior soy sauce. We've got 2 dessert spoons here of light soy. Like I said, you might be thinking, oh, that's a lot of salt. Trust me, if you don't put loads of salt into that, there's no flavour whatsoever. Even if you omit the MSG, you're going to have to put a load more salt in, or put a lot more soy in, which has naturally occurring MSG in anyway. So, last but by no means least, an egg for frying. We're going to fry an egg and put it on top. If this was 2 portions though, you'd need 2. So we've dropped the ball there, but we're only going to do 1 because me and Mum are going to share the same portion. Now, if you've got bean sprouts, use bean sprouts. We haven't put the bean sprouts in. We've chosen veggies that tend to last a long time. So let's say you're a week and a half, 2 weeks into lockdown. You're not going to have bean sprouts because the fridges, well, they just don't last that long. They last good for 3 days at least, at minimum, so at most.
Exactly, yeah. Bean sprout don't last. No.
So here we go. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the oil into the pan.
Yeah, oil into the pan.
Yeah, also don't forget, Mum, camera.
Oh, yeah. Oil in the pan.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for this to heat up. Like I was saying before, you might think this is a lot of oil without it. I mean, you can try it without it. It's fine, it's just not as nice. It's
a bit dry.
Bit dry, yeah.
If you think it's too much oil, just don't put that much when you cook it for yourself.
Yeah, it's that simple.
Simple as that. Ready to put the rest of the ingredients.
Yeah, let's go. So then go the onions.
All of it, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to put all of the onion in. Sizzling away. Give it a bit of turn.
The oil's so hot, these are cooking quite quickly.
Yeah.
Then go no.
This one?
Yeah.
It's called hot dogs.
Hot dogs. I know a lot of people out there are going to be like, I can't believe you're doing that with hot dogs. Trust me, it's good.
It's nice.
Like I said, don't forget the idea of this video.
It's a lockdown. Is that lockdown it's called?
Yeah.
We might come to that stage.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, nobody knows what's happening. But the onion is browning nicely.
You want to get some colour on these hot dogs?
Yeah.
I can't remember if I said, but I chopped up 2 hot dogs, I think. So maybe if you are going to feed 2 people, you might want an extra hot dog and keep half the can, because there were 6 in there, keep half the can in the fridge for another day. Okay, so the hot dogs are browning, nicely.
So
then go your carrots.
Carrots. And together come the pepper, yeah?
Yep.
Should we put that in now?
Yeah. Lots of people want to add garlic at the beginning. We always suggest not to. I mean, if you like that, then by all means do that. But if you want like what I call a true garlic flavour, you add it nearer the end of most things because it burns. When it burns, it goes slightly bitter. I can taste it on my palate when I'm eating. But some dishes do call for it. This is a bit too strong if you let the garlic burn, so...
Basically, it just don't taste very nice.
Yeah, okay, so that's looking good. In go the spring onions. And now you can add the garlic.
Just let them establish themselves, really.
Like I said, you don't want to let this garlic burn, so you want to move it about quite often.
Because
but you don't want it to be raw either. Raw is just as bad.
You're beginning to get a whiff of that garlic now.
When you smell that smell, in goes your MSG and your salt.
MSG and salt.
You just want to cook this for literally 20-30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so now in goes your noodles. Sorry, your pasta. And you really want to get those flavours through that pasta. So this phase should take you about, I don't know, about 20-30 seconds. And then we'll add everything else.
Light.
So in goes your light soya. Your dark. And you want to mix the dark up as soon as you can, because if you leave it to sit, you'll get dark and light areas. It'll just look weird. I mean, it tastes the same, but if that's what you want, I mean, by all means, you can have that. And in goes your sugar. The sugar's just to take a little bit of the metallic and bitterness taste of the, what they call peppers away. So that's the main noodles actually done. Literally, that took us, what, 4 minutes? I said literally too many times, haven't I?
About 4.
So we're going to plate this up. Okay, so we're going to make a crispy egg for this. What you're going to need is you need to get this oil really, really hot. Okay, so here we go. In goes the egg. Oil has been on for about 2 or 3 minutes now. I think the oil could have been a bit hotter when we put it in, but we just thought we'd go quickly because we've got quite a few videos filmed today. Oh yeah. Now we're just going to dress this with some dark soy and chilies. On goes some dark soy sauce and some chilies. Perfect. Then we're going to test this out for you, as we always do. Right, so here it is. It looks really nice.
You're going
Down Chow Mein. Like I said, you can
Oh, that was good.
You can use any pasta, any hot dogs, any.
Can even put sausages.
Tin mint. Yeah, you can real sausages you can put in.
Yeah.
You can put spam.
Yeah, whatever you have in there, you just in the cupboard.
Tofu.
Fridge, yeah, whatever you like. I like that white.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
What's it taste like? It tastes like garlicky, almost smoky because of the
hot dog.
The hot dogs. Just really nice. Even though it's lots of oil in here, it doesn't taste heavy. It's still quite fresh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is definitely one to give a go.
Yeah, definitely.
Great as well if you're at uni. I know everywhere's shut down at uni at the moment, but whenever you go back and you're stuck for a cheap meal, can't get much cheaper than this. I mean, in total, a tin, I used half a tin, that cost me £1. It's 50p worth of hot dogs. The egg, probably about a free range egg, 25p. 75p there. The most expensive is the vegetables, to be honest.
Yeah, the green pepper.
But if you don't put any vegetables in, this meal will literally cost you probably just under £1.
Yeah. But if you don't have egg, you don't need to put egg in. But the egg is just a little bit luxury when you're locked down. Even egg difficult to get.
Honestly, that's amazing. But anyway, this is more like actually the kind of stuff we eat rather than the takeaway stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Liking is massive. If you could do that for us, that really does help our channel out a lot.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
Happy cooking, happy eating.
And next, we will be doing more lockdown recipes as well. Next one will be probably a lockdown fried rice, maybe. And then we've got some really cool recipes coming up that are just things that you can find in the cupboard. Anyway, spoiler bye. Thank you for watching.